And speaking of, we are ready for our next run. So, like I had said, we have some incredible Celeste coming up. So, let me tell you about our runner quickly. Carrie, or Carrarium, has played 6 different musical instruments in her lifetime. She is a huge fan of the ampersand symbol, and she owns 5 different large eyeshadow palettes. But most of all, she's one of the most incredible Celeste runners that I have ever met in my life, and you will be so impressed by this Benny% run. So, we are going to toss it over to her to see some incredible gaming. Take it away. Well, let me tell you, in the last moment, we had Battleline squeak ahead by $7. So we're going to be Battleline today.
I'm going to go into this variant and turn on other self, and once I get to here, boom, we are a goth now. Hooray! Alright, so I'll get a little bit more into the category once we hit begin. We're going to get into a file right here. Alright, time will begin once I hit begin, and then we'll get into a nice little convo about Benny% and how that differs from any percent. Alright, y'all. In 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, I know what happened. It's alright. So you actually have to turn on variant mode. It's been so long since I had to do that. For a new one, you still have to turn variant mode on. We don't have to restart the timer for that. Nerves will happen. All right, now we're goth. Let's go. So Benny% is just like any percent in that we have to get to the epilogue, but we're not going to complete any of the canon A-sides during this entire thing. There's a fun little aspect of Celeste speedrunning where if you complete a chapter's B-side, which is a harder but shorter variant of the chapter's A-side, you still unlock progress into the next chapter anyway. So for every single level, you're going to see me go into the A-side, collect the cassette, and then leave, beat the B-side, move on to the next chapter. It's very fun. I don't know, I just really like the B-side, so it's something that I really like to do. So we're going to go and get into it here with City. So, the main aspects of Celeste, as we kind of all know at this point, are jumping and dashing and climbing and all the different ways to combine them thereof. You're going to see me do a lot of different little combinations of dash jumps. There are super dashes, which are higher but shorter dashes. In terms of length, or you're going to see me do hyper dashes, which are longer but shorter. No, higher but shorter in distance, and hypers, which are longer in distance but shorter in height. And there's also going to be wave dashes, and there's going to be many other things that I do along the lines. And all of those are going to just get me the speed boosts I need to just blow through this city. And we're coming up on our first cassette here. Wall bounce to grab this, and then every room you're going to see these blue and pink blocks, which are going to be clicking in rhythm. We're going to use those in funny little ways throughout this particular run. In that case, I could just bunny hop into that particular room and just kind of make my way all the way over to the left and get the cassette. And now you're going to see just how difficult B-sides are. So as you can see immediately, there's already way more spikes than in the original A-side. So we're just going to do our best to avoid those as much as we can. These little zip movers provide me momentum if I jump off of them as they're moving. So I'm going to use those in funny little ways. And here's a fun little aspect of Celeste. Spikes are a suggestion at the end of the day, so you can just kind of do stuff like that to get through the room. There's like a pixel of space in order to just bounce off corners and get to where you need to go. And doing that saves over going through the left side, which is slow. And as speedrunners, we don't like to go slow.
Yeah, I think my personal favorite thing about the different sides is as you go through A, B, and C sides, there's just less floor. The further along you go, it's just no floor.
There's so much less floor. There's so much less everything. And so much more everything at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so coming up, I'm going to try to use some momentum from what... Oh, okay. Save it. We're good. There we go. So by doing a dash onto that zip mover as it's going up, I not only got the distance from the dash, but I also got vertical momentum from the zip mover to just skip over half of that room, while having a dash intact, because there's a certain amount of time where when you're on the ground, your dash will refill. So I had essentially a 2-for-1 special in terms of dashing. And that's the first
All right, Carrie, I'm going to take this moment, too, just to say that we have hit over $1,000 raised already for Blackheart's Lost Fund, which is amazing.
Oh my God,
so
y'all.
Right?
Thank you so much. As a Bostonian myself, this makes me very happy to hear that Gabby is getting over here soon.
Aww.
Keep those donations coming, though. So this is Chapter 2. Chapter 2 introduces Dream Blocks, which are lovely little mechanics where you dash into the Dream Block, and it kind of sends you all the way through to the other side, and then you have another dash on the way out. It's very fun. I did a little cutscene funkery there, where sometime... Oh, that was very early. There's a part in cutscenes where Celeste will recognize your x-axis, but recognize your one of the axes. It recognizes your y-axis, but not your x-axis. So if you are to skip a cutscene while you're in a certain spot, it puts Madeline where she needs to be, and in that particular situation, she ends up in a dream block and saves like a second over just dashing into that dream block. So this is 2B, 2B or not 2B. This is where the bird teaches you to do dream jumps. A fun little aspect of these particular blocks is that there's a couple of frames when you leave them where it thinks you're on safe ground. And in that portion, you can input jumps, you can input certain dash jumps. And you can just do those out of the dream blocks. And this is the particular aspect of the game where those are highly utilized. We're going to skip getting that dash crystal down there by just going around, getting a couple of jumps out. Now, during this level in many rooms, Battling just kind of chases you around, which is kind of interesting because now I'm Battling, so I'm chasing myself around, I guess.
Exactly, it's the full Battling special.
It's the full Battling special. This changes some aspect of the story, at least a little bit, I think.
In the lore.
That room I was supposed to get a couple of touch switches to activate that block and move over, but you don't need to do that. You can just kind of swish right underneath that block and make it to the end. Here's a strat called the wiggle. If you wiggle for just a little bit to the left, you just are perfectly placed to, once again, just jump off of like a pixel or two of space between spikes. Usually that particular strat is easy for keyboard players, but I'm a controller player. So to make sure I could do that strat, I bound left to up on my right analog stick.
Amazing.
And it works.
Is now a good time for a quick donation?
Absolutely it is.
So let me tell y'all what got us to that 1,000 in particular. We had a $100 donation from PT who says, "It's payday. Feels like a good time to get some more Spark Electric Jester levels." And just to let y'all know what that means, we have Spark the Electric Jester 3, I believe, tomorrow. And there's a category upgrade incentive to all levels. So if we hit our goal of $175, we will see that all levels upgrade. So get those donations in.
Get those donos in.
Woohoo! Thanks so much, PT.
Yeah, thank you, PT. So this is Resort. Resort is pretty infamous among many people who have played Celeste for being an increase in difficulty due to these dust bunnies that go up and down in cycles. Fun fact is that there's always 2 different cycles to every room. There's an entry cycle, and if you were to die, you get a different cycle when you respawn. So it's actually really important as speedrunners to know how to do both cycles if you happen to die. Oops. Jumped a little bit too early and bonked Battlin's head there. Whoop. So Resort's a little bit of a longer chapter. The cassette is visible from the first checkpoint, but it's not collectible until the 3rd checkpoint. So we have a lot of time before we end up getting it. In the meantime, we have a mess to clean up. This is Mr. Oshiro. He is the owner of the Celestial Resort, and this is a huge mess that he's collected of books and chests and towels, and it's our job to clean it up for him. It's the only way for us to get out of this checkpoint. So the most optimal way of doing that is to go bottom, top, middle. So we're going to do chests, books, and then towels.
We need the big comfy couch 10-second cleanup, I think it was. If anyone remembers that from your childhood, let me know.
I wish this would only take like 10 seconds.
It'd be a little more convenient.
There's a joke in the community that if anyone ever finds Huge Mess Skip, there's a $100 bounty and a copy of Bug Fables waiting for them. So every time that we bonk on these buttons at the end of the sections, it cleans up that particular part. So this is going to clean up all the books, but it also cleans up all the books from the other sections. So as you progress, you actually get less and less floor and less ways to get around these sections. So it actually kind of like, it's the opposite of the Switch Palaces in Super Mario World, and that is on purpose, according to Maddie herself. These are very inspired by the Super Mario World Switch Palaces, except they don't help you instead of do help you.
Yeah, in general, these dust bunnies were just the bane of my existence in this playthrough. They are terrifying as a casual.
Yeah, it's a common thing I hear from a lot of people. I like the cycle gameplay. Cycles make my brain go burr. But overall, I totally get it. And it's like a new aspect of gameplay that totally messes with you when you first get there. Especially if cycle gameplay is not something that you're accustomed to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it seems like finding those patterns makes it much more satisfying, you know, when you can nail the strat and be like, yeah.
It's almost like they're not there.
Yeah.
Just like this. I love this cycle.
That's amazing.
But here's our cassette, and we collect it. And I also have a key that will do us absolutely no good when we go to 3B, but it is what it is. Now, 3B takes the idea of those cycles and just makes it even harder. And as Lana said earlier, there's just less floor. There's also this strat at this... Oh, nice pause buffer. Nice accidental pause buffer. So that there is called a corner boost. If you do a dash jump at like the top of a wall, I think it's the top 4 pixels of a wall, you get a little speed boost through the rest of, like, through that dash jump. And with that speed, you can kind of just blow through... Uh-oh, no, we're good. Blow through that room. And I think when I compared it to the other ways I've gone through that room, like failing that corner boost, I've saved like 5 seconds. So there's like already like a 5-second time save in the first room of 3B. This is
Mind
also
if I pop in for a quick donation?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome. So we have $9 from a tea tree who says, this is going to female K and you, but also I just need to tell you that Haven's soundtrack is absolutely amazing, and y'all need to stay tuned for that and for the great energy between Stala Kitty and Happy Bear. Less than 3. So once again, just a reminder, that is in 3 games, and that bid war will close at the start of that game. So make sure to get those donations in, everyone, and make sure to write exactly what it's going towards in your donation so we can count it. Thanks much.
Love all of you. This has been so fun to watch over like this morning and just seeing all of the outpouring of love for Gabby. It's been great. All right, so in canon, Oshiro gets mad at us in the main story and becomes this giant blob of a head. So he's going to be attacking us. Ooh, that has not happened in a while. Oh, also fun fact, because I kind of just like decided to not bring that up. There's no dust bunnies over that screen. So you can just like, on entry, you can just go over the ceiling, basically, and you're fine. These little dash crystals just give me a little extra dashes to get through these rooms. I'm going to try for a strat that I literally started de-resting about 20 minutes ago. Hopefully I get it. I'm so good.
Ooh,
I missed the heart. I'm so bad. So what I did there is called a crouch dash. There is a button implemented in this game called a crouch dash, which changes Madeline's hitbox from 9 pixels to 4 pixels. And in that 4 pixels, because the Dust Bunny hitboxes are not what they look like, you can actually go through those Dust Bunnies, provided that you're at the right height for it. So that's just a lot of buffered inputs. There's a big buffer leniency in Celeste, and I just happen to be at exactly the right space that I need to be to go through the Dust Bunnies and get to that heart. And if you do it right, I think it saves like 2 seconds over what is like the next fastest strat in that room. Shoutouts to
I'm really
Archie.
curious. What led to the discovery of certain spikes or certain dust bunnies not really being there? Like, how did people figure out they don't really exist and we can avoid them?
I actually don't know, because that... Oh, I'm gonna try another demo, actually. Cool. I love that one. That's a 2-frame window.
Amazing.
All of those discoveries, like, at the very least, the opening discoveries, was long before I really started running this game. But, like, now that we know that, like, the Dust Bunny hitboxes are not what they appear, a lot of the times finding new demo setups is, like, just trying... Oop, I missed. It's a matter of being like, all right, it's a lot of labbing. You just kind of go, okay, this looks doable. Can I find a silly way to get... Oh my god, I cannot do this room all of a sudden. There we go. Yeah, at this point, it's just like, you can use like the game's debug mode to open up hitboxes and all that stuff, but like finding the setups, that's just a lot of labbing and a lot of just looking at red outlines and going, I think I can make this work. I've definitely done that when I've like done modded speedruns of like custom maps. You just kind of look at a thing and go, I think I can figure something out there. Wow, okay. 4B is not being nice to me. 4B has my favorite music out of all of the B-sides, but it's also the one that ever since I started de-resting this category has given me the most trouble.
Yeah, we need the doot doots in chat. There you go.
There are going to be some doot doots coming up real soon. But the main stuff, the main mechanics behind Ridge are a lot of auto-scrollers, wind, as you can see. And these are called boosters, which we'll just call them bubbles. These green bubbles just send you a certain amount of distance, and then you can dash out of them. And in Celeste, if you actually press dash as soon as you enter a bubble, you can basically leave the bubble faster. Here, I'm gonna... Ooh. Can I say... You know what? We're just... Yeah, sure. Going the casual way today. I like it. It's Friday. We don't want to work too hard. Gotta relax.
Mind if I pop in with a quick donation while we relax?
Absolutely.
We have $25 from Harley and Rex, who say, Gab, I'm so excited for this next step in your journey. You're amazing and doing great things and can't wait to see what comes next. Sending much love. Aw, much love to y'all too.
Much love to everybody today. Can't wait to see the rest of this marathon and see what y'all are capable of.
And thanks for all the doot-doots in chat.
Yes, it really helps. It really helps me out.
Music
all right.
is so good.
So in this room, there are all these touch switches, which we would have to activate to make a block move at the end. But if I activate the wind early and then just climb up this block, you can just skip all of them. And that skip saves 8 seconds or so. I am misdirecting so much today. I think I've had too much coffee.
Oh, that's a mood.
I think I am just over-caffeinated right now.
I promise it gives me energy as I'm shaking. Right, this speedrun is super impressive. I agree, Melissa. I love this. I've seen it so many times and I still go, ah, every time.
I always blow Lana's mind every time I run this game.
Yes.
every time we get together during a Celeste run, I'm always just like, look what I just learned 10 minutes ago. So now we're in Mirror Temple. This is where the any percent aspect of the Benny percent really comes into play. In any percent speedruns, it was determined that doing the B-side to Chapter 5, which is Temple, and Chapter 6, which is Reflection, both save time if you get the cassette and then complete those B-sides, up to a certain point, obviously. So that's kind of how this category really kind of transpired, was, oh, if we can do that, what if we did it for all of the other chapters? So this is the pretty standard routing now of, like, the knee percents. Woo! Yeet. Yeah! I love that. So that's called Depth's Corner Boost. That strat skips over that entire room, basically, and skips having to hit any swap blocks or getting around by just doing a corner boost at the end of the room. And if you get the right trajectory, it just basically skips over the other half of the room, or the room after it. Inquiring minds may wonder, Harry, why did you dash 3 times on that block when you were up there? And that's because cassette blocks are basically every time you dash, the timer of this game freezes for 3 frames, but the cassette blocks are not affected by it. So if you're cycle locked like I was there, if you just dash down 3 times, you just save 9 frames while you're waiting. And it's the freest time save you could ever have.
I love it. Free real estate.
It's free real estate. All right, let's see if I can do this live. No! Oh my god.
Almost.
Almost. All right, so I tried a strat there called Bub's Drop, named after the runner Bub-Eye. Basically, I could jump off the side of the wall. Oh, twice? This is so sad. I'll try it one more. I'll try it 1 or 2 more times.
We believe.
There we go. 3rd time's the charm. Everything good has to happen in threes. So in order to get through this room, or through this level faster, if you are to kick off of the wall in a 2-frame window, Madeline, or in this case, Madeline, does not get the appropriate height to go over that one-way platform and falls back down into the other room. The game does not anticipate you to do that, and there's no respawn point for that section. So what the game does is go, okay, I'm gonna put you here, and puts you at the end of that room, which is what we need to do for progression anyway. And if you get it first try, it saves 20 seconds over going around and getting the key. Or getting the key to then go to the bubble to go all the way around.
Mind if I pop in with a quick dono?
I would love if you did.
Amazing. So we have $10 from Handstands, who says, female for the couple bid war. So if you're wondering what that refers to, that means female K and female U for our Haven run, which is coming up in a few short runs. So get those donations in for the bid war. And thanks so much to everybody who's already been doing so to pick their couple of choice.
Thank you so much, everybody. So this is Theo. Theo is a friend that you meet along the way in Celeste Mountain, and when you're in the temple, he gets stuck in this crystal. And it's your job to basically carry him through the rooms. These golden doors at the end, they do not open if you don't have Theo. So you have to carry him around, get past all those seekers, the funky-looking eye dogs.
I hate these things too. They're so scary. There's so many scary things in Celeste.
It's almost like it's a horror game, almost.
Oh no. Survival horror Celeste.
Having played this game for 5,500 hours, I can safely say that Celeste is a horror game.
Yeah.
Alright, so other than Bubstrap, that was actually quite clean. So this is the other B side that is technically faster to complete than if you just played the A side. Reflection. Reflection is like the fall before you like learn all about, before you accept your other self, and you climb the mountain, etc., etc. So here it introduces the mechanic feathers. When you get into these feathers, you have 360 analog movement. There's also things called crush blocks that we call Kevin blocks. And bumpers. How could I forget about bumpers? So, crush blocks, you hit them on the sides, and they will just keep going in that particular direction until they hit a wall. And I'm going to use one of those to my advantage in this coming room right here. Hopefully I get this strat. I am... Oh! No, I'm good.
Oh, so close.
I'm good. Nope, I never
That was
doubted.
awesome.
I never doubted for a second. I'm gonna be honest.
First try.
So that strat is called Revo's Nonsense, named after Revo, a Freedom Planet and Celeste speedrunner. Basically what you're doing there is a reverse super dash, so I'm going right and then immediately turning left and doing a dash jump off of that block. And when I do that, I'm getting a block boost. I'm getting added momentum from the crush block. And if I happen to down left dash at the right time and then jump at the appropriate time, I get a lot of speed through that room. And you can use it to basically get to that cassette lickety-split.
Big zooms.
So now we're in the Reflection B-side, and here's all these bumpers. The bumpers will bounce you depending on where you hit them. There is a small amount of time where you have a scripted bounce off of them, so you can't really input anything off of them yet. So you do have to be a little bit careful on where you hit them, but largely... we're speedrunners. We're used to this. I would never have runs die to bumpers being funny.
Never.
Never.
I love the music in this level as well. It's so beautiful.
I'm gonna be so real with you. This is my least favorite B-side music.
You know, I think we've had this conversation
probably
before,
did.
and I'm still angry at you about it.
I'm so
But you know
What?
why? I say it's okay because 4B is actually my least favorite. So we're just
Okay.
two sides of the same coin.
Fair enough. We even out.
Mhm.
That works.
Mind if I toss in a quick donation?
Absolutely.
So we have $15 from Anarchy, who says, Wyatt Timeline, my beloved. So what that's for is it's for a bid war for Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, between either the Fergus timeline or the Wyatt timeline. And I believe whoever's timeline wins gets to live. So choose their fate wisely, everyone. Wyatt's in the lead right now. Thanks so much for your donation.
I have never heard of this, and now I've never been more invested in a bid war in my life.
Choose their fate.
Gets to live.
Little ominous, hey?
Right? Oh, whoops. Alright, in this coming room, there's another 2-frame demo dash. Let's see what we got. Oh, I went a little too early. That's a shame. There we go.
Yeah, I have to agree. All the B-side music is good. In fact, all the music of this game is good. So just make sure to go buy the soundtrack and play it constantly, okay? Every minute of every day.
All of it. Just do all of it.
All the time, at the same time.
So this is now the epic fight between Battlein and Battlein. This is called Rock Bottom. This is a very strat-dense section. Like right here, I'm gonna see if I can get this strat. Yeah! So that's called Feather Skip. If you saw at the bottom of the screen, there's a little feather in a bubble. And the intended way is to get, hit all those touch switches, no, to hit Battlein, everything's gonna fall, you get in the feather, you go around and you hit her. But if you're able to save one dash crystal after hitting her, and you're able to like jump off of those falling blocks and get to the top, you save 1 second over going underneath. Hello? Fresh block? Thank you.
You also want to tell the chat about the history behind these Kevin blocks? I love it.
Oh, yeah, so they're commonly called Kevin blocks in the community because the sound was made by the audio engineer Kevin. There is a pretty well-known clip of him sticking his face in a bucket of water and going to make that sound. So we call them Kevin blocks after him because Kevin is an epic human being and we love him.
So beautiful.
My speed got cut pretty quickly here, so I'm on a different cycle than I'm used to, but we should be fine here. We have our heart room coming up here. Demo under those spinners. And we get the heart.
Awesome.
Every time I leave Reflection B-side, I'm exhausted.
It's a serious battle. It really is. The movement is beautiful, but it looks so tough.
It's really hard. It's really, that's a B-side that in any percent, it's okay if you don't go for it, because it is really difficult and deaths hurt a lot in that particular level.
Mm-hmm.
So we move on now to the final chapter, the summit. We're going to collect the cassette in the resort section of this, move on to 7B, and then we'll be at the epilogue, and we'll have completed Benny percent. But the summit is a level that basically starts you from the fall, from Reflection, and brings you back up to, what's the word I'm thinking of? The summit of the mountain. So you go through a remix of all of the levels that you've been through before. I genuinely just didn't know what I was about to say there.
I love that.
I have streamer brain. When I'm like in front of people, words are hard.
Words are hard. Now that we've seen every level, I always love to ask, out of all the A-sides and B-sides, what would you say is your favorite level out of all of them?
Out of both the A-sides or the B-sides, or out of the A-sides and one of each?
Yeah, one of each.
Oh god. First of all, I need to figure out if my controls have stopped working. Okay, there we go. I think that out of the A-sides, my favorite is either Summit or Ridge. I'm saying this as a speedrunner at this point. For B-sides, it might genuinely be Summit or Resort 3B, because 3B has really great music, and it's also super quick. And soon, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to see the C-sides. Trying to think of what my favorite... How did I miss you? Unsure of my favorite C-side. All this conversation is doing is makes me want to play Farewell now, actually. Farewell feels left out.
I still have yet to beat that. It broke me a little bit inside, so I do need to go back eventually.
It's a hard level. It broke me when I tried to beat it.
Also, just want to shout out to anyone who may be joining us now. If you're curious what we're doing here with all of these super fun games, we are raising money for the lovely Blackheart Wings, or Gabby, as she goes through her major life change and relocates. So all of the money that you send in, all of the beautiful donations, will go to support this big transition that she is going through with the move to Boston. So make sure to press !donate in the chat if you're curious on how to contribute funds to this awesome cause. And we'd love to see your donations come in, and I will read them with enthusiasm.
She will.
Promise.
She will. I know her. She will.
She will.
She will.
Good summit.
It was pretty good. It wasn't bad. That room, I did a fun little corner kick off of the bottom corner of the block to get on top of another block, and basically get a lot of speed to the cassette. I learned that strat from Math Hacker, and I believe it saves 0.2 seconds, so it's pretty important time save.
Very essential.
Very essential.
Congratulations, Math Hacker.
She did my strat. I did. It's a good strat. It's a good strat. I like it.
I have to say, I really love the community collaboration that goes on with Celeste. It just feels like such a nice, tight-knit community in terms of, you know, support and working together to find new ways to do things, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, the Celeste community, I have not seen a community with so many resources and guides to, like, get people into the game or to improve at the game. There are spreadsheets. If like, oh, do you want to get a sub 30 any percent? We have a spreadsheet for that. Like, do you want to know what the community sum of best is? We have a spreadsheet for that. Oh, do you want to learn how to play all red berries? We have a strat. We have like a strat guide for that. Like, there's just the amount of effort that goes into making, like, constantly improving this game and these speedruns is just, it's unreal.
Very beginner friendly too, I feel. Like, accessible for every level of play and familiarity with this game, I'd say.
I was not a speedrunner before I picked up this game.
Oh,
This game turned me into a speedrunner.
that's awesome.
And it was very beginner friendly. All right, this is gonna be that's a very cursed up dash.
Smooth.
All right, scary wall bounce. There we go. There's like a little bit of wall there that you can wall bounce off of before going in that particular dream block. And it's very scary. And I don't know how much time it saves, but it looks cool.
Back to the scary dust bunnies.
Yeah, but like they're fine. We're already done with the resort. We don't even pretend that they're really there.
They're friends now. They're friends.
They're friends. Hi. Okay. So here I do a buffered hyper dash off of that cloud. As I mentioned earlier, Celeste has a lot of player leniency baked into it. So if you ever do an input, like I think it's 5 frames before the action can be considered legal as far as like the game is concerned, then you will perform that action on the first available frame. So I'm basically trying to do a hyper dash before the game even wants me to do a hyper dash. So I basically do a very long dash jump off of that cloud, and it saves a little bit of time over just like bouncing off of it gently to go to the next area.
Friends in quotation marks. Yeah, it's just like those, what are they called again, Carrie? Eye dogs? Dog guys?
Seekers. So fun fact
Yes,
about that.
that's the one.
Here's some lore about that. I was in another speedrunning marathon 2 years ago, and someone called them like weird looking dogs, and that just always stuck with me. So they're like funky looking eye dogs.
Yeah, they're friends in quotation marks as well. They just really want to cuddle, that's all.
Yeah, with their 20 eyes and big fangs. All right, so we are in the final checkpoint of Summit B-side. This is 3,000 meters. There are 3 sections to this section. There are 3 sections to this section. Downwind, upwind, and no wind. So this is downwind, where the wind is pressing down on you. So my jumps will not go as high, my dashes will not go as high. I'm going to get a lot of pressure against my movement. Here we have upwind, which actually makes me very floaty.
What's upwind?
Not much. What's upwind with you?
God, that was awful.
You
Okay,
have no idea how used to it the Celeste community is. Alright, if I do this section good, I'm saving 0.3 seconds. Cool, I just saved like 0.3. Basically in that section, there's a little bit of stamina puzzling. You don't want to have like no stamina at the end of that. But I didn't grab it all, so not grabbing saves time than grabbing. Jot that one down. Not grabbing saves time over grabbing.
We need a book of wise quotes with Carrie, including the 3 sections in this section and the summit of the summit.
My magnum opus was during SGDQ during the true ending speedrun, and I said, Hyken is gonna hit this Kevin once so he doesn't hit it twice.
Math.
That's just math. But to be fair, it was 3 in the morning, so my brain was not working at the time.
Yep, that's fair.
Oh, by the way, I did a crouch dash through those spinners on flag 3. That is an 8-frame window. It is genuinely a lot easier than the actual casual strat in that spot. All right, so time will be coming up in the next room. We have one more heart room to go through. There's our nice little flag. Battlin's gonna throw us up into space here. Bunch of dashes to save those frames. And time. No more running. So that is Benny percent in 36 minutes. At top level, this category is very hard due to how difficult the B-sides can be, but it's something that I just really enjoy because I love the level design of the B-sides, and I'm just, like, super appreciative that they exist because, like, there's so much replay value to Celeste with the B-sides, with the C-sides, and just, like, constantly speedrunning these particular levels. Might as well actually do the thing and go into Epilogue and see our horrible strawberry pie.
Ooh, yummy.
2 berries. One's in Resort, and the other one I got in Summit. I remember how it goes. But yeah.
It's a generous tart.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I've been speedrunning this category for a while, and I think it's a hidden gem in, like, Celeste categories. Last year it got bumped into the main leaderboard section because it did have a decent enough following and interest amongst people that we didn't think it was a category extension anymore. And it did blow up in popularity because of it. So I think more people should give this category a shot. It'd be kind of fun. So I think we very quickly got the incentive to run all C-sides as well.
You know it. So thanks so much, everybody, for your donations. We unlocked the all C-sides bonus incentive within, I don't even know, such a short time. It was incredible. It was almost immediately. So yeah, let's get into that.
Cool. All right, Lana, we talked about this.
We did.
So we said if this happens, let's do something goofy. So right. I'm going to start another category here. So in all C-sides, you implement a cheat code at the very beginning, and then you can do the C-sides in any order that you want. So I'm going to be asking Lana to name numbers from 1 to 8, and I'm just going to do whatever number she tells me to do.
Okay, we're going to start with my favorite numbers. We're going to go 3.
3. Okay, I love 3.
Excellent.
All right, so time for this. If it hasn't already started, we'll once again start when I hit begin. And after we complete the 8 levels, that will be when time stops. So 3, 2, 1, go. So what we're going to do here is go left and immediately cheat.
Run over.
Run is over. Basically, I have all the appropriate cheat code binds bound to my keyboard, so all I have to do when I go into that left room is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then immediately the cheat code is done. So I don't even have to use my controller. It's very fun. All right, 3 set. So this is Resort.
And once again, way less floor compared to the
way
B-sides.
less floor.
And Oshiro immediately. Awful.
Immediately.
My goodness.
Easy every time.
I don't even want to talk about how long that took me casually, but you know, it's fine. Okay, 7.
7. All right, that is Summit. All right, let's see what we can do here. There's a couple of funky demos here. Oops. Okay, so there's a fun thing that you can do at the very start. You can crouch jump, and then you can do 2 up dashes, and it saves you from having to do a blind wall bounce on the right side. All right, let's see what we got here. Nope. So this is a frame perfect demo. There we go.
Amazing.
So if you get it on the first try, it saves a lot. I'm gonna try for this demo too. Yep, that saves 0.7. No!
Thanks, Shovel Claws. I didn't want to make the same joke twice, but I'm really glad that someone else chose to.
I'm just glad somebody else did that. Skipping the spring over there to go over here, buffering a hyper off of that cloud.
I love this part.
fun.
Amazing.
So yeah, there's a fun visual cue about that first crouch dash I do through the spinners, and it's that if you do the right bounce off of the spring, the first frame that Maddie T poses is the frame that you do the demo dash.
4.
4, my favorite. I don't know why. This one's pretty standard. This is Ridge. We are going to kick off of the corner there, just to save a little bit of time.
I love how you say you don't know why it's your favorite when it plays your favorite music.
True.
Oh, this wind is wild.
It's very strong. And then at the end, you do a hyper bunny hop, dash at the right time, land on that one tile crumble block, and you got it.
Easy. No
Easy
problem.
every time. Best in that chapter is a 27.2, and getting a 26 is incredibly hard.
Wow. All right, let's do 6.
6. Oh, this has the funkiest strat if I can get it. So this is Reflection. Starting off with some bumpers. Up. That are... You know, I would never have a bad run due to bumpers. I've said this. I'm always saying this. Oop. All right, so we get this feather, go around, or not. So in the next room, the room is separated into 2. See if this works. Hit this crush block in a very particular way. Oh, I'm sad, but we get to try. We get to try again. Is the funny part.
That's so cool.
I just missed it. Ah, dang.
Good try.
It was a good attempt.
It's amazing just to even see the speed that you can build up.
Right?
Nice.
It's utilizing the additive nature of doing like a hyper dash off of the crush block, and then just jumping at the right moment off of that one tile. If you hold jump after it, you could go all the way underneath that bumper and then dash up. And you basically skip that entire middle section, but it's very hard. It's easily one of the hardest tricks I do in the entire run.
Okay, let's do 1.
1. City. City is largely fine. It's not that bad, except for that. Okay, save that.
Completely no floor in this one, too. Once again, it's just incredible to see
None.
the level design change as you go on.
Do this. We're gonna bounce off here, skip that touch switch, wall bounce under that, grab that, just jump in the hole, and we're good.
No problem.
No problem at all. All right, I think this leaves us with 2, 5, and 8.
Mm-hmm. Which one would you like to do next, Carrie? I'll let you pick.
I'm gonna do 5. I hate 5.
I think I'm gonna save 8 for last, so we can do 5 to 8.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so this is pretty standard stuff. I went for a 2-frame window. It's fine. It happens. I'll give it one more shot. It's basically a door skip, but it's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not far enough to the right. It's fine. It's a really difficult strat that basically puts you like right in the face of spinners.
This movement is so spicy.
It's really spicy.
Yeah. Also, speaking of spicy, we have a pretty solid bid war coming up for which couple we can pick for Haven. And that has some spicy loading screens, it sounds like. So make sure to choose your favorite couple. Right now, we have female K and female U in the lead with $20, and male K, male U shortly behind. So Haven is coming up after Lil Gator Game and Unpacking. So we need to make sure that bid war is fighting until the last moment. So we still have some time, but make sure to get those donations in and make sure to include exactly which couple you would like to vote for in this bid war.
So I went for a spicy strat one more time because I felt like it, and then I didn't even get the chance to try. Story of this category right now. Oh, I got it, but then it didn't work. Okay. That's sad. So you can skip all of these touch switches to basically get a very particular... Uh-oh. I'm still thinking about it. Still need to go under there in order to get that coin. Anyway, yeah, grabbing that block is slow. So if you're able to just skip all the coins and then grab the wall outside of that dream block, you can climb up the wall and get there, and it saves a couple seconds. All right, so that leaves 8.
8 is the final one.
8 is the final one. All right, this is the ultimate gamble. So because we have cheat mode, basically this particular gate that you would need all of the hearts to unlock is just open from the very beginning. And in actual all seaside runs, I start with this chapter because the gamble is very high.
Mm-hmm.
See if we can get it.
This part is so scary.
Oh, I missed. Okay.
Ooh,
That's on me.
close. It's such a long screen. It takes so much focus.
Are you kidding? Oh,
Nice try.
okay. I can't
You
gamble.
got this. You got this.
No, I can't do the gamble again. Unless.
Unless.
Oh. So all seasides, as you can tell, if you're playing at a very high level, very hard. The strats are very hard.
Yeah, I have to say, Carrie, you make this look so easy and fluid, but I know exactly how challenging this is. Like, playing it as a casual player, doing it for the first time, it is mind-blowing how challenging it is.
All right. I had to play it safe at the very end, but
Nice.
that is time.
Woohoo!
8 minutes. That is the nature of all seasides. You either hit everything and you get sub 5 minutes, or you get something like this and you just go, all right, time to go back to the lab. But that is the best all seasides I can give you, given the strats that I try to do. Core is being mean.
Awesome.
Core is always mean. Well, that would be it for me. Y'all, if you have not played Celeste, you should. Very, very fun game. Huge community with a lot of different ways to play it. Vanilla, modded, all that stuff. Huge replay value, supporting indie devs. I highly recommend it. And if you want to get into speedrunning, as we talked about earlier, there's a huge community about it. A lot of great people that are trying to make you better at the game. But yeah, that is it for me, Lana. It's always a pleasure to do this with you.
Same to you, Carrie.
And yeah, let's keep raising money for Gabby. Let's get them to Boston.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you so much, Carrie, once again for an incredible run. And thank you so much to everyone for donating to unlock that seaside incentives. Now, I ask all of you just to hold on tight. We have many more incredible runs coming up soon with Lil Gator Game next on the schedule. So go fill up your waters, take a stretch, whatever you need. And we will catch you shortly for more games benefiting Blackheart's Boston Fund. Catch you soon.